Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex and I would absolutely love it if you are new here, if you're old here, if you haven't already, if you would consider liking, sharing, commenting, and subscribing. It really helps to get the videos out there and inspires me to keep creating, and it just lets me know that you guys like the content. Couple of housekeeping things. We are going to be going over episode 2 of Survivor 47. But before that, just so you guys know, I am going to be recapping Love is Blind season 7 this season. I actually did a cast reveal and just first thoughts of the cast. So if you're looking for like a longer video where we're just chatting, we're just going through, I'm sure there's some overlap. You can check that out. Of course, I know a lot of you guys are here from Big Brother and Survivor videos, and don't worry, we will be finishing out the Big Brother and Survivor seasons. But in case there is some overlap there, go ahead. Fun fact, Love is Blind is actually the show that started off my channel 6 months ago. That's the first show I ever recapped. And because the season's in DC and I live in DC, I was like, you know what? I think that we gotta go in on this season. Second of all, the Big Brother video, it will be coming tomorrow. We had a double eviction yesterday. We lost Angela. We lost Leah. We lost Angela, and I'm sad, y'all. I don't know what to say. But anyways, let us get into Survivor 47, episode 2. And we are going to call this Bad Gameplay. Because what was this? I don't know if these people are getting dehydrated, if they're hungry, if maybe sleeping on sticks or something is causing them to go crazy, but the gameplay in this episode was not giving strategy, it was not giving smart, so let's dive in. Okay. So we start off this episode on the heels of John being the first one to go home. Now, we start off with our red tribe over here, and Rome decides to confide in Teeny that he had found the Beware advantage. Remember, he was in the well, head first, everybody had seen him, and he decides, hey, let me tell Teeny. And this, of course, worries Teeny like crazy. She's like, oh my gosh, he has something. And Teeny decides, you know, instead of keeping my mouth shut, I'm gonna go to Keshawn. Because remember, Teeny and Keshawn, they have kind of their little thing. And she's like, let me go, let me tell him. Teeny then proceeds to go to where Rome has the advantage stored. And she shows him the box. And then after that, as Teeny has the box in her hand open, Rome walks over.
Oh, so that's what
Hey guys.
I got caught with a giant.
And oh my God. So at this point, Rome is like, oh my God, I thought I could trust Teeny. I thought I could say like, hey, here's something. But mind you, Rome had not read what was in the box because he did all of this at night. So they're reading it, he's reading it. Teeny's like, I just showed him because like, I got excited, you know, that's what she decides to say when he's there. But overall, Rome's like, can I even trust Teeny? Can I even like, you know, do this? So obviously he finds out he has to do another advantage to get the 3 tribal idol. He just decides, I'm gonna take this 1 tribal idol and I'm going to go. So meanwhile, on the blue tribe, we have TK, and TK, he is wanting to lock in some allies, okay? He says, look, me, Tia, and Kyle, I want to lock 3 of us in. Of course, he doesn't really trust Gabe anymore because of the last situation where he catches him jangling that key trying to get the Beware advantage, and he decides not to tell him the truth. So, Yellow Tribe, we return to Andy, because remember, Andy didn't have a good week, but he is feeling renewed, okay? He escaped the tribal, he did not lose, he is here, and he feels a little more included socially. We even get a scene of them cheering while he's cracking a coconut open. Now, people do start to realize on the Yellow Tribe how everyone is trying to please Andy, how everyone's kind of trying to cater and pander to him. And Sam starts to realize, wait a minute, I think I kind of want to get close to Andy because he might start to feed me info and trust me. And honestly, if I keep him, he's kind of a weak link anyway, so I could just backstab him in the end. It doesn't really matter, which strategy-wise, I guess is an okay-ish plan, because if we're going off the theory that Andy is really strong and Andy could be a good asset to have, hey, it might be worthwhile to have him on your side. I don't think Andy's done anything to prove he's a threat per se, other than just being kind of a loose cannon emotionally. So Sam does cite that as well, where he's like, I am concerned if Andy does actually turn out to be super strong, I don't want to be on the wrong side of Andy. They also all realize, hey, there's probably an idol somewhere on this island because no one's found it, and we really want to make sure that Andy doesn't find that idol. So Sam decides, hey, I'm gonna go off for a little while. I'm gonna go into the forest. As soon as Sam leaves, Andy's like, oh my God, I'm alone. Like, I'm starting to spiral. Oh my God, I'm sitting by myself. No one's here. Everybody's talking. Am I on the bottom again? So he decides to start to go idol hunting. And as soon as Sam comes back, he realizes Andy is gone. And he's like, oh no. Oh no, oh no, did Andy go to find the advantage? So Andy is searching around, he's in the branches, and he does find the beware advantage.
What it says, otherwise leave it. The beware advantage gives you a huge decision with two options. You can either open it and take that risk, or leave it and potentially...
And he says, you know what? I think I'm actually gonna leave it. What should I do with this? I don't want it right now. I think I'm gonna leave it. And he puts it back in the branch. And he leaves it in the branch. I was like, okay, so why wouldn't you be like every other Survivor player who finds an advantage, is not ready to read it yet? Just put it in your pants, put it in your bag, stuff it in something. Why in the world would you leave the advantage in the branch, knowing that most people are probably looking for it? And then you think it's gonna be there when you come back? And the crazy part is he didn't even hide it. He just put it back exactly in the branch where he found it. Anyway, we get back to the Red Tribe. They are really happy, reveling in the fact that they finally have supplies. Rome is showing off, okay? And Asia and Rome, they definitely have a little rivalry going, if you will. Asia is clearly irritated that Rome is showing off. He's acting like he's the leader of the tribe. He says, look, I know how to make a fire. I can do this. He starts making a fire, which, by the way, takes up a very long time. But overall, the whole tribe is definitely starting to get irritated at the fact that Rome acts like he's got this, he knows everything, but when he actually starts trying to do stuff, it takes him quite a while. So we return back to the Yellow Tribe with Annika and Sam, and they decide, look, we are gonna go idol hunting because we really don't want Andy to have a chance of finding this idol. Okay, we still wanna have the opportunity to get that man out if need be. And of course, they find it. They find it right where Andy left it. So Annika, she is extremely relieved at this point because she does not want the idol. She's happy that Sam found it because that makes him a target, not her. So they find out to get this idol, they have to untie 300 ropes. So they decide that they are gonna come back later. Sam is like, ooh, I don't wanna have a secret with just Annika because I like Sierra. And so he goes and he tells Sierra about the idol. Annika tells Rachel, and basically it becomes a tribe-wide secret that this idol has been found by Sam. So everybody in the tribe is pretty much aware that the idol has been found, except the original finder of the idol, Andy. So Andy says, it's probably time for me to go back and find that idol that I left in the branch. And he goes back to the branch and he's like, it's not here. It's not here. It's not here. Wait a minute, where is it? I thought I left it here. Where is it? He doesn't see it. So he's like, did I forget? Did I forget where I put it? Wait a minute, what? he realizes someone else has it. Meanwhile, Sam and Rachel, they're in a different part untying all those ropes until they finally do get the key. So Andy decides to pull aside Sam, and he's like, hey, like, I found an idol earlier. Like, I'm confiding this in you. I'm finding an idol, but I don't know exactly where the idol went. And he's, of course, confiding this all in Sam, thinking Sam doesn't know, while meanwhile, Sam literally has it. And Sam is like, wait, really? Oh my God. In his confessional, he's telling me all of this while I literally have the idol in my sock. But Sam says he does feel like he can trust Andy at this point because he came with the info that there was an idol, that he left the idol there and doesn't know where it went, even though it was a dumb move. So TK, Tiana, and Kyle back at the Blue Tribe, they're kind of deciding who they want to bring into their alliance of 4. They're kind of having this conversation in the open, and Gabe just happens to kind of walk over. So they're like, oh, hey, you want to be part of this? You know, you want to be in this? Gabe's like, sure. But he tells us in the confessional, that's not my real 4, okay? My real 4 is Caroline and Sue, because they're 2 birds that are at the bottom of the tribe. They're gonna want somebody to, you know, take them in because they are weak, and weak people are desperate to be with someone. Okay, Gabe, sure. Now, he pitches this to Caroline, this threesome of them and Sue. And Caroline is like, sure, I'm totally in it. She tells us, of course, in the confessional, look, I do not trust Gabe. I think it's very strange that he is pitching an alliance, you know, right now. I'm very skeptical of the whole thing. Why would he want to work with me in the first place? And Gabe does start to pick up, hey, I do realize Caroline is a bit skeptical, so I need to fix that. I need to fix that, and I need to actually make her trust me because this is my 3. Now, he decides to be like, hey, look what I got. Look what I got. And he shows her the idol that he found. Sue then talks to Caroline a little bit after this, and she's like, look, I think we're good with Gabe, okay? I think I trust Gabe. There's no real reason that I can't. So a little bit later, we see Sue on the beach trying to take a nap, and TK and Kyle are there. It's Sue and Tiana and TK and Kyle, and they want to take a nap, but the entire time TK is blah, 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 and Sue is irritated, okay? Sue is like, you see 2 people taking a nap. Why can't you just be quiet?
Best job ever out of all of them. I'm a pilot and I'm own a flight school. It's just such a lack of respect, and it's just very frustrating. I couldn't wait for them to leave.
Just come down to sleep, just go to sleep. It's so frustrating.
For like 2 seconds, and she really starts to get irritated by this male dominant energy. Remember, Sue had realized on day 1 that all of the guys are working together. They maybe want to put the woman on the bottom, and Sue really starts to realize, I don't like TK. I just think this dominant energy is not it. And so when TK and Kyle walk away, Sue's like, I can't stand him. Like, I feel like it's too much male dominant energy. Tiana does say, like, I agree. You know, she does agree, but the thing with Tiana is that she's not really sure about it yet because remember, she has that alliance with TK and Kyle. So she's not entirely sure about kind of going against him because she has that as an allyship, and she also has the potential of maybe working with the women. So, going back to the Yellow Tribe, Sam and Sierra, they do find the box for the idol. He just decides to go with the one ceremony idol as well. And he's like, maybe I should play this on Andy this time, you know? Maybe I should try to bring Andy in. Sierra's not so into that idea. She's a little more like, I'm not so sure about it, but Sam does say he really does want to bring in Andy. Like I said, I think that Sierra's definitely a little more iffy after everything that happened last week. So we get over to the immunity challenge. I'll just put a clip.
Huge reactions. Wow. Tear open your bag of rice and retrieve a ball. We're finally 3 tribe members will attempt to maneuver that ball through a winding snake track.
But we find out that they are playing for immunity and also for fishing gear. So Asia and Sue decide to sit this one out to make the numbers even. We start off this competition with Red swimming in the lead. Okay, they seem to have a head start, but as you know, it's Survivor. Doesn't necessarily mean anything just because you're in the lead originally. Sam is demonstrating some strength, or Andy, sorry, is demonstrating some strength, okay? He has that sack of rice on his shoulder, running across the ocean, you know. We're like, okay, Andy might be strong. And we do see him tear open that bag of rice like it's nothing. So this is the strong Andy that I think everybody was trying to talk about. Now, they are neck and neck for quite a bit of this competition, but Rachel sinks it for Yellow. Yellow is automatically winning. And again, they are in the lead. They are in the lead. Rome gets it for Red, and Blue is struggling. They are struggling with that little key maze. They are just like, can we get it in? Red and Yellow are on the last stage, and finally, the Blue team gets it. But it is tense. It is tense when they're trying to move this ball over and over again. People are yelling at each other.
A little slack. You need more, I give you some. I need some, you gotta let go.
Guide it at your pace. You're good.
Am I giving slack?
Yeah, yep. Stop when we get right before the hole.
Stopping.
Gary, your call now. Which one's thicker?
People are saying, I can't move it this way. I can't move it this way. But eventually, the winner is Yellow. Okay, Yellow pulls out the W. As I said, I think Andy, maybe he ate well today or something because they moved it. They did that. Red is next, and we do find out that the losing team is the Blue team, okay? Now, one funny little thing that happened during the competition, Rachel, she takes the rice, she stuffs some rice in her pocket, and Jeff is like, now, Rachel, did I see you steal some rice during the competition? And Rachel's like, oh, I thought we could, and Jeff's like, you gotta empty your pockets. And she has to empty all the rice on the ground. But Blue team is the losers. They are going to tribal. So back at camp, TK is taking the loss like a sore loser.
Hang with people who are cool with losing. I don't even associate myself with that. If I lose, I'm not gonna be happy about it. And I just wanna make sure that I have a tribe that has the same mindset, and if we don't.
Okay, he says he is not used to losing. He doesn't associate with that. He wants a tribe that has the same mindset. Okay, he doesn't want a tribe that's okay with losing because that's not who he is. Tiana's face was not having it whatsoever. Gabe is like, I noticed during TK's little speech after the competition that Tiana's face was not having it. So maybe I can actually bring Tiana in with me. Back at camp, Gabe is like, I noticed Tiana was rolling her eyes at everything TK said. So, you know, he is very happy about this because he thinks that Tiana is super close with the guys. I do think Tiana was definitely a little bit in the middle where she was going to probably play either side. But I think that this definitely rubbed a lot of people the wrong way. TK takes the loss really hard. He's sitting on the beach. He says, I don't lose. I'm not used to that. He says, you know what? I'm going to take things into my own hands and I'm going to dictate what we're going to do. And he stomps off into the forest, telling them what they're going to do. Meanwhile, the rest of the Blue tribe, they don't like the poor sportsmanship. You know, TK is here calling the team losers, saying he's the leader, saying everybody else is okay with losing, basically not taking any accountability for the loss. You know, Tiana and Kyle are having a conversation about how he was a poor sport. And Kyle is trying to explain to TK, like, look, you know, Tiana doesn't really like how you didn't take any accountability for the loss, how you kind of threw everything on us when at the end of the day, as a team, we all lost. And TK's like, well, I'm not going to apologize for that to her. Like, I'm not going to apologize because that's not my thing to be apologizing for. Again, very cocky, very arrogant. It was really not pleasant to watch. Now, TK says, I don't owe her an apology, but he does end up confronting Tiana.
I don't need you going around the circle to tell me like that you feel a certain type of way.
Yeah.
Talk to me about it. At the end of the day, I didn't even see who smiled on the tribe. So nothing was pointed at you anybody. Jeff said,
he tells her, look, if you have an issue with what I did, talk to me, okay? Don't tell other people. He's like, are we good though? And they hug it out, but it's very clear that they're not good. Even the way that TK was speaking to her was very demanding. And I just think, again, it really got the wheels turning, especially with a lot of the women on the tribe. Like, we don't really like that energy. So TK's like, look, okay, the plan, he's telling this to Tiana and Kyle because he thinks everything is good now after they hug it out. He says, the plan is Sue, okay? We're gonna take out Sue. Tiana agrees. She says, Sue's a weak link, you know, like we should just take her out. That makes the most sense. And Kyle agrees. However, Gabe, Kyle, and TK, they agree on the 4 votes being Sue with Tiana, but Gabe, on the other hand, is a little bit ready to blindside TK. Okay, so Gabe pretends like he's okay with the 4 of them voting Sue out, but in reality, Gabe's like, I don't think I have other plans. So Gabe knows that Caroline and Sue will definitely be on board to get out TK as well as himself.
All of us have the balls to go to rocks. I'm a risk taker, and I am not gonna cow down to anything. I'm gonna go all out.
I don't want anybody to know we've been a threesome, because then she'll know we've been.
But they would likely need to lock in Tiana. She would probably be more of the swing vote. Sue and Caroline even say, look, like, we're willing to go to rocks if it gets to that point because we really want him out. So Sue tries to approach Tiana, who is kind of skeptical about this whole thing. She says, but what if we go to rocks? Like, what if it's like, Sue's like, I'm willing to go. I'm willing to go. Now, Tiana likes the move. However, she doesn't like the move of blindsiding Kyle while backstabbing TK, you know, because she does still have that 4 with Kyle as well. Tiana says it does make sense to vote Sue out because TK has the strength, but obviously the way that TK is acting is rubbing people the wrong way. So she is very much in between going into tribal. So tribal council. Sue says, look, I was worried. I saw a bromance developing with the 3 guys and the girls are on the bottom. Tiana says she does agree, but maybe that bromance could be split up. Like, it's not necessarily as solid as Sue may be perceiving it. Kyle says, look, I have bonded with everybody here. I've bonded with the girls. I've bonded with the guys. So I'm not personally in anything that's a bromance. TK says, look, I don't know, but I think that the guys were more social and they were willing to strike up more conversations, unlike Sue, who just kind of sat there and expects like everybody's gonna come talk to her, basically. TK asks, he's like, have any of you guys have had deep conversations with Sue outside of game?
Was a line, and you could tell, you know, they wanted to stay strong.
I just got a question. Has anybody really talked to Sue more than 2 or 3 times as far as like deep conversation?
Have you?
I've tried.
Like, raise your hand if you've had it. He's really attacking her social skills in this conversation, which is crazy work considering his social skills after this challenge, his sore loser behavior is also terrible social skills. But all right, TK, you know, Gabe says, look, there is a difference between social and strategic alliances, and some people have been doing a really poor job with that. Now, they all talk a lot about Gabe's idol hunting and how, you know, they're all aware that that's what he's been up to. But again, TK kind of goes on a rant about he's not happy about being losers. He doesn't want a tribe that's losers. He doesn't believe in that. Like, that's not who he is. He doesn't want people that are all, you know, okay with losing during competitions. And they get to the vote, okay? They get to the vote. Jeff asks, hey, is there anybody that wants to play an idol? Gabe plays his idol. I'm assuming he played the idol just to flush it, just to kind of ease speculation that he has an idol, just to kind of start on a fresh playing field. But overall, TK is voted out.
Second person voted out of Survivor 47, TK.
Wow.
Need to bring me your torch?
Good stuff.
Sorry.
And to be honest, I don't know what to tell you, okay? Because I don't know in what world TK thought that he could come in here, call your team losers, put the loss on them, say that you are the leader, and then demand them what they should do without their input whatsoever and expect that the tribe's gonna want to keep you. He played too hard too fast, and unfortunately that got him the boot. So that is this episode of Survivor, y'all. If you made it to this point of the video, that means you liked the video, so I would greatly appreciate it if you would like, share, comment, and subscribe. Helps to drum up engagement and inspires me to keep creating. As I said, if you like Love is Blind, I did do a cast reveal and first thoughts, so check that video out. And if not, I will see you in the Big Brother videos. I know a lot of y'all watch Big Brother, and I will see you in the next Survivor video next week. Bye! Thank you guys so much for watching.